This might be the scariest SCP that you've probably never heard of.
A pair of SCP Foundation researchers open the door of a containment cell and find themselves staring at something unlike anything they've ever seen before. Sitting in the middle of the room is...
Okay, that thing looks like a giant, hairy meatball, and that thing is the SCP. It's actually a room that you can go inside of.
the giant lump that appears to be made of
A
what
lump.
can only be described as flesh.
Ah, it's so gross.
The two look at each other in disbelief. Just what is this thing? They
Flesh.
circle the huge
Whoa,
blob,
it's
looking
massive.
it over, wondering what on earth it could be.
Guys, check it out. Like, this guy is standing underneath of it, and it's barely even, like showing the full entire thing. Like, we're maybe seeing a quarter of the giant meatball flesh SCP.
One of
That
the
is
researchers
creepy.
finally gets the courage to actually feel it.
Ah!
He finds that it's warm to the touch.
Why would you touch it?
And does he detect some slight movement?
What?
He slowly moves to place his ear against it to listen. But a sudden shudder from the mask sends him jumping back in fright.
These guys are a lot
Just
braver
then,
than me.
The other researcher calls to him from the other side of the sphere. It sounds like he has found something. As he approaches, he too sees what caused his partner to call out. There, in the middle of this tumorous ball, is a door.
Okay, wait, so you're telling me they didn't see this or they didn't know about it when they first went into this area with the giant flesh meatball? That it kind of looks like it has like weird hairs on it too, which is just like even more gross. Like, I know this is one of the scariest SCPs, but it's probably also one of the most gross, disgusting SCPs that I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of SCPs.
It's a circular iron hatch, the kind sealed by a valve. And it's open.
Oh,
Now the researchers are really confused.
don't go
A
inside.
massive lump of living flesh is strange enough, but why does it have a door? One of the researchers peeks inside.
You're so
Is that a
stupid.
couch they see?
Ew.
And a table? Does someone live in this thing?
Ew.
Things are getting beyond strange.
That is
The
disgusting.
two researchers look up at the observation window where their supervisor is watching them. The supervisor does not hesitate. He nods at them, and the researchers know what they must do.
They have to go inside.
Rock, paper,
Oh.
scissors, shoot.
Is that really how the SCP Foundation does this? You would think they would have some better system other than rock, paper, scissors, shoot to decide who goes inside of the SCP.
The researcher who lost winces. He knew that coming to work at the SCP Foundation meant that he would be dealing with some strange, dangerous, and disgusting anomalies.
I would probably
but he never
quit.
imagined he would have to climb inside a giant orb of meat.
I don't think you could
His
pay me
partner
enough money
opens
to
the hatch
climb
all the
inside that
way
meatball.
and offers a hand to help him, knowing he has no other option.
The other guy that won rock, paper, scissors, shoot is like, here you go. Go ahead, Jimmy. Good luck, loser.
The researcher steps inside. Inside, the air is hot, thick, and moist, like a cramped gym that's had too many bodies exerting themselves on a warm, humid day.
Oh, I just know
He
the
walks
stench
through
in
the
there
short
is
entranceway,
gnarly.
And his eyes adjust to the dim light to find that he's standing in the middle of a cozy little room. A single, small lamp on a table is giving off just enough light for him to see that the room is sparsely furnished.
Okay, so the room has electricity, but it also kind of looks like everything is made out of this weird flesh.
With a few pieces including a small couch and a twin bed. Outside, his partner calls to him, asking what he can see. As the researcher turns to answer, the door snaps shut.
Oh,
The valve spins on its own, locking itself tight. Try as he might, the researcher can't get it to budge. He bangs on the door and yells, "Is he all right in there? Is everything okay?" His only response is a muffled scream from inside the ball of flesh.
what is happening?
He keeps pulling at the door, twisting the valve with all of his strength.
Oh my
but it
God.
won't move. The sounds of gurgles and
Ew.
wet sloshing.
Ew,
come from
it is!
inside
It's
the
eating him
throat.
alive!
An alarm starts
That's
to
so
sound as
gross.
he strains against the door, exerting himself so hard that
Ew.
he feels like a vein in his head might burst. Suddenly, the valve loosens, and the sudden lack of resistance causes him to fall to the floor.
Oh, wow.
The valve spins on its own, and the door swings open once again. The ball of flesh is quiet once more.
But the
The
guy's
researcher
not going to
picks
be in
himself
there.
up off the ground and slowly, carefully, peeks inside.
Imagine there's like a new piece of furniture. Like Jimmy got turned into like a lamp.
Hello? Are you okay? Is anyone in there? There's no response. That is, until a blast of hot air comes rushing out of the hatch, blowing the
Ew.
researcher's hair back. When it's over, he peeks inside again. His fellow researcher is nowhere to be seen. Inside is the same couch, bed, and table with a small lamp.
Ah, so he did not get turned into a lamp.
There too.
Oh, is there?
Across from the couch, where there was nothing before, is a small television. While this may seem strange, it's just another day at the SCP Foundation, where anomalous objects and creatures are studied and contained, including SCP-002, also known as the Living Room. SCP-002 is the designation given to a large, tumorous, fleshy growth. It's roughly spherical, with a circumference just over 15 meters.
Where do they find this thing?
Giving it an estimated volume of around 60 meters cubed. Located on one side is an iron valve hatch, similar to what might be found on an old submarine.
Interesting.
Which leads into the interior of the ball.
But that's the mouth of this creature.
Are surprised to discover a small room that resembles a low-rent studio apartment.
Like, I wonder if they could, like, bring cameras in there. I guess that's how we're seeing this. But, like, I wonder if they could set up, like, a security camera inside of it. Or maybe, I don't know, like, you're not supposed to destroy SCPs. You're just supposed to, like, secure and contain them. But, I mean, for something, especially this, like, you should try to destroy it. Or, like, put it in the ocean or bury it, like, a mile underground. Because this thing is so creepy.
Complete with furniture and even a small window.
A window?
Strangely, the outside of the ball of flesh shows no windows. And indeed, no openings at all.
How does that work?
For the iron hatch. The furniture in the room displays no anomalous properties, though examination has revealed that the furniture appears to be constructed of sculpted bone, woven hair, and other biological substances, all coming from human bodies. Analysis of samples taken from the furniture has shown each to be constructed from independent and fragmented DNA sequences, several of which correspond to SCP research personnel who have been lost inside of SCP-002. To date, the living room has been responsible for 7 members of staff going missing. At the same time, during the course of its containment at the SCP Foundation, the room appears to have added multiple additional furnishings, including 2 lamps.
All of the people have been turned into different pieces of furniture, which, I mean, dudes, like, they should never let anybody in there again because they're going to get turned into, like, it could be anything. It could be a mirror. They could get turned into a bed. They could get turned into a ceiling fan.
A throw rug, a television, a radio,
a radio
chair, 3 books in an unknown language, 4 children's toys,
children's toys.
Plant. Tests have been performed using a variety of non-human entities in order to see if they would provoke a similar response from SCP-002 to that of humans. Various lab animals, including those with close DNA to humans, such as chimpanzees, have been placed in the room. But so far, all have failed to make the living room react. Human
so it
cadavers
only
were also
eats
tested,
humans.
but they
So it
too
only
did not
eats like
produce
these guys,
effect.
like you could send in, I guess, D-class personnel,
SCP-002
and then you'll just keep getting more
engage in
parts
its
of the room
behavior,
put together.
But whatever process
That
it
is so
uses to
strange.
convert organic matter into furnishings seems to only be triggered by the presence of living human beings. SCP-002 was discovered in northern Portugal, following reports of an object falling from Earth's orbit.
Got it. Okay, don't go to Portugal.
Of a small crater was SCP-002.
It fell out of the sky.
It was encased in a thick shell of rock.
So it's
but
an
the anomaly's
alien.
fleshy exterior could be seen through cracks that were likely created by the impact. A local farmer was the first to spot the object falling to Earth and brought word of what he found to his village.
Good.
At the same time, a Level 4 SCP Foundation agent stationed in the area detected elevated levels of radioactivity and traced
so
the source
he knew
back
about
to the
it.
crater. An SCP collection squad led by General Mulhausen was dispatched to the impact site and quickly secured the area. Test subjects from the nearby village were recruited for initial analysis of the object, with 3 men being individually sent inside of SCP-002, all of whom disappeared.
See?
Having confirmed this anomaly's deadly properties, General Mulhausen then issued a Level 4A termination order that would apply to any local witnesses in order to ensure that no knowledge of the object reached the outside world. He then oversaw its transport to an SCP containment facility.
Okay.
As Foundation staff prepped SCP-002 for relocation, 4 members of the security personnel were seemingly mesmerized and drawn inside the object.
Oh, okay, so this is new. We didn't realize that the SCP has, like, mind control abilities. If you're nearby, it can take over your mind, and I guess all of them are probably about to walk into this thing.
They too disappeared. This was the first hint that SCP-002 possesses some form of subtle mind control, with the ability to influence humans into stepping inside of it. It was after these losses that it was first noticed that the object appeared to grow new furnishings following someone disappearing inside. After these mishaps, General Mulhausen ordered all staff to wear hazmat suits when dealing with SCP-002.
That is
following
smart.
the General's own termination, SCP-002 was placed in containment at the secure facility
like
where
looking
it
at
currently
it.
resides. Due to the ongoing danger presented by SCP-002, the risk it poses to any who step inside of it, and the mind control abilities it possesses, it has been classified as Euclid.
Okay,
It is
that
to
makes
remain
sense.
connected at all times to a suitable power supply to keep it in a charging mode of some kind.
Okay, so it does indeed take power, which is how the lamp is able to turn on. I was kind of wondering that earlier, but I was hoping that they would explain it. So it does take power. I guess they just like stick it in its butt and then it's able to power up, I guess.
Which appears to make it more docile.
Oh,
In the
okay.
event of a power outage, staff in the immediate area are to be evacuated and the object's containment cell emergency barrier is to be closed.
Okay, wait, you're telling me that the SCP Foundation that have people like stationed all the way out in Portugal and like probably across the world, they can't afford a generator to keep the power on? What?
Sealing it off from the rest of the site.
I don't believe it.
Once power is reestablished, strobing X-ray and ultraviolet lights are to be activated in the containment cell until
okay.
SCP-002 is returned to its charging mode.
Oh,
Research
okay.
teams investigating SCP-002 that will come within 20 meters of the object must consist of no fewer than 2 members. Personnel should also maintain physical contact with one another at all times to confirm
why?
that the other is present and not experiencing any feelings of confusion, dulled perception, or other forms of
Well, what if they
bewilderment that
both
may
get
lead to them
brainwashed?
entering the living room. No personnel at all below a level 3 clearance are allowed inside of SCP-002, and any staff that have contact with the anomaly are to be escorted no less than 5 kilometers away and must undergo a 72-hour quarantine and psychological evaluation.
That is probably for the best.
SCP-002 is one of the oldest anomalies in the SCP Foundation database, but remains one of the least understood.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious about this. Since it is SCP-002, is this like technically the second SCP that was ever created? I'm stupid, so let me know in the comments down below if that's the case.
Perhaps one day we'll understand what it is and why it was at one time sitting in the orbit of Earth. Did someone send it here, intending us to one day find it? Did it come
Ew.
here of its own volition? Or did we put it there ourselves in an attempt to keep it away?
So many questions.
Thanks for...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is our daily education on SCP-002, The Living Room, one of the creepiest, most disgusting SCPs I have ever learned about. And if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like on today's video. And while you're at it, click this video right here to learn more about SCPs.